Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the special meeting of the Mountain View City Council of July 29th, 2024. We'll start with a Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody stand and join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The next item is roll call.
Councilmember Hicks?
Here.
Councilmember Kamei?
Here.
Councilmember Ramirez?
Here.
Councilmember Ramos?
Here.
Vice Mayor Matichak?
Here.
Mayor Showalter? You have a quorum with Councilmember Abney-Koga absent.
Excellent. Thank you. We have, so we'll move on to item 4, new business. And 4.1 is amendment of resolution submitting a revenue measure to the voters to correct Exhibit A to the resolution. And our city attorney, Jennifer Logue, is with us tonight, and she will speak on this item. If you are interested in speaking on it, now is a good time to submit a blue card to our clerk. And we will have speakers after her presentation. Okay, so Attorney Logue, take it away.
Thank you. Good evening, council members. Jennifer Logue, City Attorney for the City of Mountain View. We are here tonight to make an amendment or to recommend that you amend Exhibit A to the resolution that you passed on June 25th, the last City Council meeting before we went on recess, which called an election in November 2024 for the purpose of putting a revenue measure on the ballot for consideration by the Mountain View voters. Exhibit A to that resolution was a full copy of Chapter 29, Article 5 of the Mountain View City Code. And that exhibit is intended to show the voters how that chapter will change if the ballot measure passes. Can you go to slide 1 of the... Currently, this is how the Mountain View Code looks. I have it color-coded so I can help you trace exactly how the changes will work. So the Mountain View Code currently looks like this. It has 2 paragraphs for section 29.63, which is imposition of the tax. And this is the primary section that will change if the ballot measure passes because it will increase the amount of tax for property transfers exceeding $6 million. Can we move to slide 2, please? This is how Exhibit A looked when you adopted the resolution with Exhibit A. So it showed section 29.63 with the appropriate language stricken and the new language that is supposed to go in underlined. But if you notice, Exhibit A is missing all of the blue language that was in the prior slide. If you can move to slide 3, the corrected Exhibit A now looks like this. It shows the language that is being stricken, the new language that is being added, which is going to change the tax rate if the ballot measure passes, and the blue language is unchanged. It's just supposed to be there. It was never intended to be modified, and it was just missing from Exhibit A. So your new Exhibit A now shows that second paragraph. We did some investigation after I discovered this missing paragraph to try to figure out what happened. And when we are making amendments to Muni Code sections, I have to download, or staff has to download that Muni Code section from the Muni Code website. And it downloads and it converts it into a Word document. When we downloaded that, or when it was converted, you can also download it into a PDF and then convert it into a Word document. But the end result is it needs to be in a Word document so that we can do the strike through and underline to make the changes. The earliest version of the document that we can find that I started working on to show the changes does not have paragraph B. And so the only thing that I could figure out was that in the conversion process from the online version of Muni Code into a Word version, this paragraph B did not convert. We've reached out to Muni Code to work with them to make sure that there's not something wrong with our system. And now that, I'm aware that this type of thing that can happen, we will pay closer attention to make sure that everything has converted over. It just wasn't something that was anticipated when we were working on this initially. So we have taken steps to ensure that this never happens again. Thank you all. If you have any questions.
Okay, well, I'll bring it back for council questions. Does anyone have any? We're not using Granicus today, so I think you'll really need to just raise your hand. Does anybody have a question? Would like to speak on this? Looking on my right and my left, I'm not seeing anybody. Councilmember Ramos, would you like to speak? No? Okay, so we don't seem to have any questions, so that means that we go to public comment. City Clerk, did we have anyone put in a blue card? No. And let's see. It doesn't look like we have any hands raised in Zoom. So that means we. Councilmember Ramirez.
I'm presuming that you were about to say there's no public comment. All right. Thank you, Mayor. I move to adopt a resolution of the City Council of the City of Mountain View amending City of Mountain View Resolution number 18908, which, among other things, submitted a revenue measure to the voters at the November 2024 election to replace Exhibit A to Resolution number 18908 with a corrected Exhibit A to be read in title only, further reading waived. And if there's a second, I have an unrelated question, but
I'll second the motion.
Go ahead, please, with your question.
Thank you, Mayor. So for staff, one thing that the council had discussed was potentially adopting a resolution with an expenditure plan, and I was hoping you could update us when that might occur.
It's on. Okay. Thank you, Council Member, for the question. Mayor, City Council, we will probably bring it the last meeting in September. The City Manager and I were actually discussing today some future items for the agenda, and that one would fit in nicely. I believe it's September 24th.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm looking on my left and on my right, and I'm not seeing any more questions. So I think that that's time for us to have a vote, and I understand we need to have a roll call.
Councilmember Ramirez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Matichak,
Yes.
Councilmember Hicks,
Yes.
Councilmember Kamei,
Yes.
Councilmember Ramos,
Yes.
Mayor Showalter.
Yes,
Motion carries unanimously.
thank you. All right. Well, that brings us to the next item on our that really brings us to adjournment, is what it brings us to. I was thinking that we might have committee reports, but that is not on this agenda, so we will save those committee reports for our first meeting in our first meeting after the summer break. I want to thank everyone for joining us. The council will resume its summer recess, and our next city council meeting will be held on August 27th, 2024. And this meeting is adjourned at 5:37. Thank you very much.